Hello and welcome to today's video. This is part 4 of the investigations into the width control problems that we have with the 22-inch Ferguson TX10. It is actually the final part of the video, as we've pretty much gone as far as we can. If you cast your mind back to part 1, we had a very poorly looking set with what almost looked like a flat tube. After replacing a number of components within the width control, pincushion control and other stages in that sort of particular area, we came to a point where we had a picture that had some pincushion issues. Now, what has transpired is there were some additional capacitors that we could actually replace. I think it was within the line stage, so there was a stage before the field control stage and obviously the width pincushion stage that feeds into that particular stage, and there are a couple of large capacitors that can be replaced. So those capacitors have been replaced, and we also had a look at replacing TR853, which was one of the transistors that we didn't replace. TR853 is actually related to the pincushion circuit. So given that it was one component we hadn't replaced, it was actually beneficial to replace that particular component. The end result is a set that has far more controllable adjustable pincushion, but it's still not 100%. What we've managed to do is we've got the picture as good as we can get it, but really there is a sort of a point where you could go on all day sort of changing components, but there is a point where you've got to accept that the set is nearly 40 years old, and the fact that we have got, in my view, an absolutely stunning picture as it stands, you're going to have to accept that there are potentially going to be some issues, especially on an older tube like this. The next thing that we may look at, and this isn't a definite, is the field coils themselves. There is a possibility that because the set has been in storage for a very long time that we do have some problems with the field coils. That could cause problems with sort of the pincushion. But I'll be honest, I don't really fancy replacing the field coils on a set of this nature, or a tube of this nature. However, given that it's a 540AX, they are self-converging, so it should actually be a lot easier than replacing one on, say, one of the old Delta Gun 120X tubes, where you had to sort of set up each colour individually. The end result is a set that is now usable. It's not going to be used extensively. It really sort of is sort of a high days and holidays set, sort of a view in retro VHS material, Betamax material. But it's in sort of good shape. It's not doing too badly at all. So coming from where we were over this sort of long journey to where we've ended up, we're pretty pleased. The next set that we actually took a look at was a 26-inch TX10 with the Baird branding. That uses the A66 540X tube. Now, this tube was registering pretty much bad on all of the dials on the BK467 precision tester. And you will see very shortly what a simple bop can actually do to that tube, and how we have managed to at least sort of rejuvenate some life back into that tube. How long it will last is really anybody's guess. It could last for a matter of weeks, it could last for a matter of months. However, it will be interesting to sort of find out how long it actually does last for. As you can see, the remainder of pictures that we had here are of the 22-inch set. You can see on this particular picture here some bowing on the left-hand side of the picture down that straight black line, but overall it's in much better shape than it was. So here we have a 26-inch TX10. This is using an A66 540X tube. The tube itself, when we started, was reading very low on all emissions. In fact, all emissions were into the bad section. We've bopped it several times, and we have pretty good readings on red, green and blue. So if you could give me a red raster. So red is looking pretty good, although a bit flickery, but that's this device not doing 50 times a second shutter speed. Give me a green raster. That is actually red. It just looked a bit pinky due to the scan lines. Scan lines. VTech kicked in, yo. Scan lines. Vape juice. Green raster. That's green's lovely, actually. I can't really tell you how green it is here, but it really does look good. Green was a very strong one on this set.
BBC logo photo for me.
Go back to give us a blue. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, blue's good. And give us a grayscale. I'd be interested to see how the grayscale is, as we may need to set up grayscale on this.
It's too bad.
And grayscale is looking... Oh, that's all right. So it
looking blue on the
is black and white. It's looking blue on the video, but
it's honestly white.
It is actually fine.
Let's go back to a test card. Oh, I think he's further on this.
And ignore the sound from the speaker. That's because I've got a phone near it that's desperately trying to find a signal. Test card. Not bad at all. That picture's actually getting better the longer we have this set on. That actually looks really good. So this is potentially another one saved. This is a high mileage X rental. So people basically have been banging the rental, so to speak. This has really sort of seen some action. So let's have a look at the grayscale. Yep, that's looking good. When these sets, I think when the grayscale goes a bit iffy, it goes pink in places. So instead of greys, it's pinks instead of greys and blacks. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. This is just an addition to the other TX10 video. And if you found this video interesting, don't forget to hit that like button. And also consider subscribing for more upcoming fascinating hobbies. Thank you for watching.